The Unsigned Podcast.
5, 6, 7, 8.
My beats going, baby, it's driving me crazy. My obsession for a Western dance all day. Yeah, really out of tune. But anyway, I enjoyed that.
Good, I'm glad. Are we all good, yeah? All good, right. Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsigned Podcast, episode 12. I'm joined again by Lizzie Romain.
Hi.
And producer Ian's back.
Hey.
How are we, all right?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm struggling to focus with I think I've been staring at a screen too much today.
You're just taking your glasses off.
I have. I've got them here just in case. They might have to come on at some point.
It's going to squish into the headphones, though.
Yeah, I know.
It's not going to be very comfortable.
You're lucky I'm not wearing my hat as well. We'll just move the remote. It's lucky I'm not wearing my hat as well.
No, you've never worn your hat.
Yeah, because you told me not to, I think. Oh, no, I wore it.
No, lies. I never said not
you
to.
Didn't. I wore it on the
False accusations.
I wore it on the preview show with Rob. And then when we done a couple of events, I realised that people didn't actually know what I looked like without my hat on. So I was like, I can't wear my hat like doing this because otherwise no one's ever going to know what I look like.
But maybe that's a good disguise.
What,
you
the
know?
hat?
Yes. As in, like, when you walk down the street, do you want people to know what you look like?
No, but I want people that we deal with to know what I look like at events and stuff. Otherwise, I'm just a weird 35-year-old bald fella in the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know about the weird adjective, but you
I
know.
don't know. Well, yeah, that's kind of you. No, I just thought. So I wear my hat a lot, and then I obviously wear my glasses for like work when I'm staring at a screen all day. So, but yeah, I've got them here just in case because whatever. I don't know. Cooler in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's better than last week.
Jesus Christ.
We were a bit hot, weren't we?
Yeah, disclaimer for last week. First of all, we were very, very hot, and it was quite unbearable at times. But I think we done well. Charlie was brilliant.
We did well.
So funny.
I mean, Charlie was probably more perturbed than both of us, to be fair.
He did say afterwards, "Oh, my hair was well sweaty," but he was,
Well, I haven't watched it back yet. I haven't had time this week. I'm guessing you've watched it back.
I watch it. So Joel, shout out Joel. He edits it for us, and then I sit there and watch it after he's edited it. So it's and then once that's done, I then put it out for YouTube and all the streaming platforms and whatnot. So I watched it back, and his manager Kyle, who we spoke about on the pods, he messaged me and goes, "Mate, that's hilarious," and he was mentioning Hagrid. Do you remember the bit of Hagrid?
Oh yeah, I think you did like a small clip that.
He did, yeah.
Oh, he did. Someone did because I got tagged in it.
Yeah.
So funny.
So it was good. So if you missed that, go back and watch it. It was very good. It's on it's not on Instagram. It's on YouTube and
it's on my Instagram.
It's on on the videos
the
on
links
Instagram.
Are everywhere.
The links are everywhere. But yeah, it's all on YouTube and on Spotify and all those sort of good places. So go back and watch that. But episode 12, I think we're flying through them.
Steaming away.
Absolutely flying through
doing
them.
one a week. So
I know.
So what's that? 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because we had the preview show before that as well. So 3 months of it. It's going quite well. I mean, I think last time I checked, we've had like 1,500 people watching. So it's like, it is pretty good. It's like steady progress. So thank you for everyone who is watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I don't know if does like do anything?
I don't know.
Pushes it up the algorithms probably, I don't know. But just give us a subscribe because that helps. And share it as well. If you've got artists that you've watched who you like, share the video so more people are watching it. It'll do us a favour. And also, I think on Spotify you can rate us. I know you can, in fact. Give us a rating. Give us a 5. Go on. Go on.
Or even a 4. We'll take a 4.
I'll take a 4, but what's the point in a 4? You might as well just say 5, 4, 5, or keep it to yourself. But yeah, go and give us a subscribe on YouTube and also Patreon as well. All of our shows I was going to mention Future Hits just briefly because we're in full swing now.
We are.
And it's going well and we're getting good feedback. And you present a show on
I do. On
Wednesday.
a Wednesday. On a Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's called Positive New Music Releases. It's the same as on Hayes, but it's a 1 hour show and it's lovely. It's great. All the artists send in their little voice idents and, partake in my fun questions, which is good. So, yeah, it's a good show. It was a good sort of country acoustic. It was quite feel good, my last one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've listened to your next one as well because you're going away, aren't you? So you sent me a few in a batch. Not to like see through the smoke and mirrors at all.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's okay.
But
it's all good.
Yeah. So no, it was nice. I listened to, because your one goes, it's Tuesday when we film this, if you don't know already. So right now, AB Violet is on the air. But if you're watching this on Friday or following Monday, just go to the schedule at futurehits.co.uk, and you can see who's on at 7 o'clock this evening. But yeah, obviously your show goes out, so it's quite nice for me listening to everyone's shows, and it really feels like people are getting in the swing of it. And Rob and Ollie's first show together this week as well, which was really funny. So yeah, I feel like we're doing good things there.
Whose is the best show?
Mine.
Who's the best show after that?
Everyone brings something else to the party.
See, he's not gonna.
I'm not stupid, Lizzie. Which is your favourite child?
Well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure every parent has an answer to that. They just don't say it.
I don't know. Do they?
We'll keep that one secret.
Yeah. No. Do you know what? Like I've said it before. I actually put out a little bit of a. Not mushy, what's the word? I was quite proud of what we're doing. So I put out an Instagram post the other day, or on Twitter, saying like, I'm really thankful for everyone who's involved with it. Like, everyone's working really hard to try and make it into something, and it's so nice to be a part of that with other creative people who are trying to, you know, bring something to the table. But it's nice to hear it all out there. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it is going well. It is going good. How has your week been other than the heat? Everything else been good?
Yeah, it's been hectic because I'm going away next Monday, so I'm trying to fit everything into a very small space of time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've got the day job, then I've also got the radio show, then I do the News Radio Cardiff on a Monday, so I've got that, and then I've got, you know, various posts to do with either Future Hits or this or whatever. You know, your time gets filled up quite quickly, doesn't it? And then little life bits gets in the way as well, you know, little life hurdles. So that's always fun to deal with. But yeah, I was trying to actually tag you on LinkedIn the other day.
I saw.
So I found a profile which I think might have been your old profile.
Yeah,
is that you?
That's me.
When is that from?
I think, let me see. I think that might have been my wedding. Honestly.
I was like, when did you last update your photo? You look like a child.
I think that's an old profile. Because my profile now is basically the same picture that I use on a lot of the radio stuff, where it's me bald with a t-shirt on, just looking out into the distance like that.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
That one said it didn't exist anymore.
Oh, really?
So you might want to check that.
I'll check that. Because what I did, right? So obviously, like, I've got my day job where I use LinkedIn for. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, LinkedIn is basically something for you to try and find a new job in it. That's basically what it's there for, as far as I'm aware. And I basically haven't used it in a while because I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing generally, like normal work-wise. So I haven't felt the need to necessarily go on there. But what I did do, what are you laughing at? But what I did
Justification.
No, I just don't go on there that often. But what I did do is I created like a Future Hits page.
Yes, I saw that.
So I created that, and then I sort of thought, like, if people, as an example, right? So we all know that all of us have our day jobs that we're doing, and we're doing the show, and we're doing everything to do with the station as like the passion project and all that. I hate that term, but you know, it's the only way to describe it at the moment. But it might be a case that people want to go when they're looking at CVs and people are applying for other jobs. Like, for example, right? So someone like Editor Joel might turn around and go, right, I'm working at Future Hits as the editor or whatever, and then he can use that as part of his CV later down the line if he wants to go into editing or something, can't he? So I just thought it'd be a good thing to get out there, and also people that might want to get involved with the station might access it via that rather than Instagram and stuff, because it's a bit more official, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah.
So that's why I did it, but I didn't want to then put on my normal profile anything to do with it, because I thought then
secret squirrel.
Well, yeah, because I didn't want work to get funny about it.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how it works. They don't know how, like you know, it's pretty low maintenance up to a certain point. As long as I get the shows in and I've checked the shows and I listen to them and all that, sort of the running order day to day is quite easy, really. I put a few new shows. I put the main bulk of the work really happens on like a Saturday or a Sunday when we're going through, right, let's nominate an artist of the week for next week, who can go on the A list and stuff like that. That's when it takes a little bit of jiggery pokery on the different databases to be able to put songs in. But other than that, it's quite streamlined.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you do in your time off as your little projects or whatever, you know, it's your business, isn't it?
Well, the thing is as well, like, I mean, when obviously not in your day job as such, because I guess you can't, but in my day job, it's pretty much sitting at a computer all the time. So you're going to listen to the radio anyway. So if I'm listening to your show you've sent me, or I'm listening to another radio station, What's the difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's multitasking to the max, which is good.
It is.
You need to be able to multitask to be able to push forward and do other things.
Massively. Although I felt slightly overwhelmed on yesterday, because I felt like I had so thank you to everyone who's submitting tracks, by the way, to Future Hits and to Unsigned, because so basically how long have I been doing my show? I've been doing mine 8 months, right? And I've had 280 submissions in that time, which is a good number. We started Future Hits 2 weeks ago, and we've had 100 submissions.
Wow.
So I'm like...
That's quite a lot, really,
isn't it? It's a lot. And I'm like, bloody hell. There's been a few people that have had duplicates where they've gone, oh, it's a new station. I haven't realised it's me. And then they've uploaded more tracks and stuff, the same track again, which is fine. But it's a hell of a lot. And I was thinking, how am I going to get round to listening to all these tracks? Because I'm just one man. So I need...
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. And not always just that. No, that sounds weird. I don't know what I meant by that. But it was very difficult to get round to listening to them all. But in my day job, it's all spreadsheets and all that, and it's a bit boring. But I literally went through and I've done, right, I've got a spreadsheet for that, I've got a spreadsheet for that. If I listen to this, I'll watch what songs have you played, or Rob and Ollie, or any of them played, and I can go, right, cool, they're obviously signed off as like A&R'd, therefore they're good and they can go on the rotation. Or I'm not sure about that one, I'll put that in a review folder and wait to see if someone else uses it at some point. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not all going to be my bag. You might like saying that I don't, or do you know what I mean? Yeah,
of course. And it depends like what genres you go for as well. Like, you know, we like multi-genre, for instance, but there'll be other presenters or other people that will only like one genre in particular, or maybe a couple. But yeah.
No, it's helpful having those other ears, because I found it quite, when it's just been me doing it for the last 7-8 months, it's basically, as long as you're unsigned, I'll play you. But obviously it needs to be a good quality, and I need to like it, and I need to think it's going to do well on the stations that it's going out on, because obviously Unsigned has always been on Extra, Islington, Radio Chelmsford, and a couple of others in the past as well that have changed hands. But I've always wanted to give a good account of my show by playing the best unsigned artists and their latest tracks, which is our tagline. But now it's nice to have other ears, because it's like you say, like with us, obviously we're both presenters, and so is Ollie. He's a presenter. But Rob, Abby, Freddie, all of them, they're all musicians.
Yeah.
So I'm nicking something you said earlier, but to have their ear is so good, because it gives a completely different perspective to what I would be able to give. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So they probably have a bit more technical know-how.
Yeah.
Whereas we just listen to a track and go, oh, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we're thinking of it from a consumer perspective rather than a artistic perspective potentially. So, but yeah, that's all going pretty well. So that's quite nice.
So how was your week then?
It was all right, and I was just trying to think what I did. To be honest with you,
stumped him now.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you asked me a question.
I've taken him off his iPad.
I was looking at the next point of what I was going to ask. So no, to be honest, it was all right. Like we had towards the back end of the week, once it cooled down a bit. I'm not going to bang on about it, but once it cooled down, I felt a hell of a lot better. And at the weekend, we just had a bit of a chill. Really, we had Charlotte was out, so me and the kids had a film night. And we watched... Have you ever watched My Neighbour Totoro or My Friend Totoro? It's an anime thing. I watched it years ago.
Nice.
And I thought, we'll put something different on, because it's usually like Jurassic World, which I love, but I'm just saying...
Have you seen the latest one?
Yeah, we took them to the cinema for that.
Yeah, we went to the cinema. Adrian actually was doing some of the filming for that. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. The big scene at the end where all of the cast members are together and then the dinosaurs like rearing up there, he did that bit.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was kind of cool.
That's really cool.
He's got pictures and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Show me, Adrian, because my son's head will explode. So,
yeah, I'll show you. He's on his Instagram.
Yeah, no, I have to have a look, because my son loves it. So we went there for Father's Day, actually. So they took me to, we went to cinema for Father's Day for that. So that was really cool. And then what did we watch the other week? I don't know. We always try and do a film night anyway. It's nice to do film night with us and the kids on like a Saturday or a Sunday night or whatever. So we just did that, and then on Sunday just chilled really. Like it weren't anything too special. It was quite nice. Watch the F1, watch the cycling. Like just a nice chilled day. So it was all good.
Good.
And then we're back on another week. So another Tuesday and another podcast. So yeah, all good. We're looking for guests for we've got guests up until September, and then I sort of put it on hold, not hold, but I didn't confirm anything else up after that. Because we basically, when we booked people in, it was June. And now, Frank Joshua, who's coming in today, has been booked in for about 2 months. So if you want to be on the podcast, get in touch. You can get us on Instagram, or you can email us at hello@unsignedmusic.uk as well, or find us, any of us, on the socials. And yeah, if you want to get in the podcast studio with me and Lizzie, September, October, whenever, let us know, and we'll try and get you booked in.
Do it. It's good fun.
It's a laugh, isn't it?
It's good fun, yeah.
It's not too structured. It's not too, which is a bit silly, I suppose. It depends. It also depends. Like last week, I know we sort of mentioned it already, but like having Charlie in.
Oh yeah.
And like having a chat with him, it was quite nice to sort of just see him sort of just let loose, and conversations you'll have with a young, confident 21-year-old lad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was funny to give a different vibe, but then it is nice again when we had Wherry in as an example, when we were talking a lot more about her sort of influences and where she's come from and all that side of it. So you get a lot of variety, I think. And
then you got Heidi, who's also young and confident, but she's like an old soul in a young person's body, and it's great.
It is good.
That's the best thing, just like meeting new people and just seeing what their vibe is.
Well, I don't know loads and loads about Frank, who's coming in today, because he has uploaded a number of tracks to us in the past, right? And a couple of remixes to those tracks. His album Sense Life has been out since the beginning of this year, I think March this year. So he's had a few remixes done to those tracks. And it'd be interesting having a conversation with him, because I've never actually spoken to him. And also, a lot of his profile is no face, just music. So he never really shows his face.
So you've got stranger danger going on right now.
Well, no, because I've got you here and you're protecting me. In Lizzie we trust. But it's not that. It's just like I think he does it through a marketing thing. But I'm sort of, it'll be interesting, because he did say like, oh no, it'll be fine, like whatever.
It's just like Sia, isn't it? With her fringe.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure if he's coming in with a fringe, or if he's going to come in like Deadmau5 or like Daft Punk or something like that, or Marshmallow or whatever. But,
I cut my fringe today. Is it straight line?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, same as mine. Yeah, I cut mine today.
Yeah, good.
I didn't cut mine. I was going to mention we are looking for team members as well. So at the moment, like we've said before, we've all got our day jobs. We all do this as our sort of passion project, but we are looking for like-minded people to be involved. So if you're in the Islington, Archway, North London or West London area, anywhere in London, and you want to be a part of this as a producer, then get in touch with us on Instagram or on the email or whatever. Because we're interested in getting a few more people involved. Social media people, if you know what you're doing on social media, let us know. Because
even if they don't know, they'll learn.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I don't understand. I've been on Twitter and Facebook and all that, right, for quite a while, and I don't really understand. I'll post something stupid on my own one, and then on the Unsigned pages, a lot of the podcast stuff obviously goes up there, and then my track list for the show on a Sunday, that goes up there and stuff. But I would like to have someone who knows how to sort of make it work a bit better for the podcast, to get it out there a little bit more. So Joel cuts all of the TikTok videos that I put up on TikTok and Instagram sort of sporadically, and they sort of do all right. But yeah, to like increase, I guess Twitter, like I don't really go on Twitter that much. I've started to try and get a bit more on it on my own one, so I try and understand it a bit more, and then try and push Unsigned and future hits, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. So if you're into your social media manager is what we're looking for. We've had a few inquiries, but it's for experience rather than for pay. We're doing it for love, basically. So we're sort of hoping that other people would do the same thing. Got to start somewhere in this world, haven't we? So we're looking for that. But yeah, Manisha's away for a few weeks, so we have producer Ian with us for a few weeks. How's that feel? Yeah, fantastic, he says.
He's hiding behind a screen.
He's hiding behind the lights. So that's basically what we've been up to. And that's sort of everyone I want to cover off, really, because... I was going to make 2 apologies for last week, because Yankee Stadium's not a football stadium. It's baseball.
Okay.
No one complained, but it was on my conscience.
Okay.
It was on my conscience. And also... I said that, so all of the videos that we've done for Southend and Chelmsford, I said they're going out on Monday the 31st of July. that's a Sunday. So they're all going out on Sunday, the 31st of July. And they're all scheduled and they're due to go out on that. So go and give those a watch. Basically, you'll have all of the artists performing a song that they chose, which was mixed by producer Ian. And so they're all mixed by him, and then Percy Productions edited and filmed everything. So you've got the Ariston, Grace Calver, hope I don't forget anyone now, Lucetta's, High Fly, AB Violet, Good Health, Good Wealth, and Under One Sun. That's 7, isn't it? That's all of them. So all of them have got a performance that's going to be going on YouTube, and we've also got 2 behind the scenes films as well. So all of that will be available to watch.
And I forgot your Patreon mug again.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it was a really busy, stressful week.
Okay, I'll let
so
you off.
You'll let me off this time.
I'll let you off, and I won't have it for another month because
I'm away.
You're now not here for a while.
Got it. Well, good things come to those who wait, so...
And I've been fucking waiting.
It'll come.
No,
when
I
my
know.
brain remembers.
That's fine, mate. It literally doesn't matter. Hopefully one day we'll get enough patrons that they'll send me my own mug.
Well, yeah, that's true. And then you can give me a mug back again. Because
Yeah.
I'll then be Son's mug, not that I care, because Patreon's your baby, not mine.
It's our baby, but it's not... I think the thing is, what I've learned is trying to get more of it. I want to ask Frank this when he comes in, because his music videos that he's done, they've acquired so many views on YouTube, and we're doing quite well with what we're doing, but he's Premier League, the views that he's got in his videos. And I know obviously a music video's shorter, more engaging up to a certain point if you like the track and all that, so I understand why it would do better than a podcast, but at the same time it's interesting to know sort of the mechanics behind it, because again, I'm a little bit clueless with that.
There's a lot of you can do YouTube marketing and Facebook marketing and Instagram marketing. I know a little bit about that. Have you ever done that before?
The only thing I have run...
Bidding?
I run a couple of Instagram promos for tickets when we were doing Southend and Chelmsford. But that's as far as it's gone, really. I don't know how much it really helped for that. It might be that it was the wrong market or something.
I'm pretty sure on Facebook, because I had this and I'm not special, so I'm pretty...
Yes, you are.
Oh, well, my dad thinks so. But, I think there's a thing on Facebook where you can genuinely just get free advice. So you can say, I'm interested in the business marketing suite and how to put an ad on. Mm-hmm. And I probably had about 3 or 4 phone calls with someone from Facebook, which is also basically Instagram now as well, isn't it?
It's all owned by Meta or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and they basically told me what to do to structure an ad,
right?
Which was really good, actually.
Yeah.
It's good information, and then they kind of look at how your last ad did, and then they suggest how to improve it and that sort of thing.
What did you use it for then?
Just marketing my Positive New Music Releases show. Yeah, it was just marketing my website and stuff like that. But yeah, you should look into that.
I'll look into it at some point. To be honest with you, at the moment, I'm happy doing this every week and getting it out there, and there's people watching, so thank you very much. And hopefully at some point I'll understand that stuff a little bit better, but at the moment I don't. So I think the thing is with stuff like that, when we're putting stuff on TikTok, it don't take much. Sometimes something can take off, like the clip from Charlie with Hagrid's pubes. That could go massive, couldn't it?
Yeah. Has that gone up yet on TikTok?
No. Hasn't gone on TikTok yet, no. Although Joel edited a load of stuff and sent it to me over the weekend. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet, so I need to sit down and go through that at some point. But
that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to have that, and then that go up, and then that could blow up, and then people go, "Oh, I wonder what that podcast is about," and then just hear me moaning for half an hour before we actually have a guest on. It's part of it.
Yeah, but it's okay because they've got chapters now, which is what you were saying last week. So if you can't be bothered to listen to our rubbish ramble on every single podcast, we're boring, you want to see the artist and not us, then just click the chapters and you can skip all of us.
Why
you
are
can
you
save
doing
20
that?
minutes of your time and you can go straight to the artist, and they've probably got more information than us anyway, isn't it?
For God's sake.
Just saying.
God. Well, yeah, if you've skipped it or whatever, I wouldn't see this anyway. Whatever. Now, I think, people, that's what, it was Abby's idea to put chapters in. I think it was a good idea because
it's a good idea.
It was trying to find exactly where the moments were. So it's good that they can do that now. And I want to try and add a few more bits to the last section as well, but I need some more ideas, I think.
What, not the in the bin thing?
No, I don't mind in the bin, but I think that it's over quite quick, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
you know, longevity is key.
Well, we could always think of another fun game to play.
Yeah, we'll think of something. But I reckon that wraps us up for this first section because Frank is going to be here very shortly. And yeah, we're going to have a break. All good? Have a break?
Yeah, let's have a break.
We'll have a break. We'll have a break and we'll see you in section 2. Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsigned podcast. As some of you may know, I'm an ambassador for MATES, which is Mental Health Awareness through Educational Speaking. They're a peer-to-peer support group. They're based in Essex, but they've got a group on Facebook, and there's a load of great ambassadors out there, all offering out some support. If you want more information, go to their website, weareyourmates.com. But let's get back to the episode.
The Unsigned podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unsigned podcast, section 2. We are with Frank Joshua.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
It's beautiful, this studio. I love it.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do look after us well here at Islington.
They do.
So, yeah, it's all good. Thank you very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
It's nice to see you. Nice to see your face.
There you go. You're not often seen, but yeah. You've got a face for radio, I like to say. So, yeah.
No, we were taking bets on how you were going to come in, whether you would have a big hat on.
Oh,
or,
I see. Yeah,
you
some
know.
big reveal.
Yeah,
I
or
should have a
see a
big
fringe.
wig. Like, yeah, that's true. I should have done that. Or the thing. Yeah, I wish I'd done that. No, I think
What is the reasoning behind that then? Because it's in your profile, isn't it? All like music, no face.
Well, it sort of started off as, I'm an older musician, I'm an older man, and I thought, it's a kind of young person's world out there. But it really sort of started to land with me when I realised how significant image and identity is to us all nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when I was a young man, you bought a record because you liked the sound of a singer's voice or the way the band sounded or something like that, and you could kind of fill in blanks in your imagination,
right,
without having it rammed down your throat. Nowadays, we know what the singers had for breakfast and what they think about politics, and or before you've even heard a note.
Right.
And so it's slightly a kind of reaction against that does identity have to be the first thing you come across, and could the music kind of lead the way,
right,
particularly for someone who's sort of unsigned and trying it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, in my case, been doing it a long, long time. I've been recording the tracks that I've been releasing in the last 18 months over the last 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's a strange way round of doing it. So why not do this a funny way around as well?
Yeah.
It's certainly working. I think the way with it gives you a bit of an enigma. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like, because I was like, I've no idea who's turning up. Yeah. Because I said to you, didn't I?
Because there were 2 tramps on the doors listening.
Yeah,
and they didn't know
Literally.
whether I was one of them. Yeah.
One of them had a kebab though.
Yeah. Yeah. Living the life.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you
Archway
opened the door
kebabs.
first, but I was like, how did you know in the end?
He said hello.
Oh.
Yeah. I identified myself.
Otherwise, we could be interviewing anyone. But
You've just brought down the wrong person.
That would have been good.
That would have been
very good.
That'd been good content, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's not what we're here for. Not here for that.
We're not here for that.
So how comes it took so long for you to release the music that you'd written over the last 20 years or so then?
Well, I mean, the long answer, and I suppose you can always edit this out, right, if you want.
We don't really edit on this.
Okay, all right. Well, the long answer is, I started making music when I was 16, and I actually gave it up when I was 28.
Right.
Had a family, wasn't earning money, had kind of nearly got signed by, in those days you had to get picked up by a major, nearly got signed, didn't work. Had to kind of grow up and support my family. But music kind of never left me alone. So I was always doing it in the background, writing songs, recording, and I kind of gave myself a day a month in a studio, and we just built up this backlog. And then during the pandemic, kind of weirdly, this guy, Vague Connection, called Moses, who runs a label called Newman Records, he said, look, I'm looking for someone who's got a catalogue of material that we can kind of work with and release. And it's sort of starting from there. So it's a sort of, like I say, very roundabout way of doing things.
Yeah.
I like to think that 20 years has given us time to make good quality material. Right. Which is another reason for kind of not going so hard on the image and just seeing if we can let the music speak for itself a bit. But
So who's us then?
So us, well, it's kind of this guy Moses who's got this label. I mean, technically I still am unsigned, but there is a label behind it, kind of helping, and a producer called Tony White, who again, sort of works in the dark, and we've just developed this habit of I write songs till they get sort of complete. and then hand them over as a rough demo, and then he kind of turns them. So he's responsible for making them sound like Pucker Records.
Right.
But it's worked very well so far, and the reaction we've had to the material has been really lovely. Actually, I've been really pleased.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers earlier.
Yeah.
And the numbers on Spotify are like fantastic, but the numbers on YouTube,
I know.
the videos, it's like you're hitting 100,000 for a couple of your videos.
We've done 1.3 million on YouTube. Yeah, and it's a lot of it is, I think, because of this. Another weird thing about the pandemic is like Moses ended up being based in Rome because that's where his girlfriend lived.
Right.
So then bumps into this video maker called Diego, who's also Italian, he doesn't speak English at all.
Right.
So we conversed via Google Translate.
Right.
Wow.
Literally, we sent each other emails, translate them, send them back,
Wow.
And, he kind of hooked up with Moses, and then we worked out a way of making videos. So Diego Monfredini is responsible for all that video content that goes down so well on YouTube. So,
it does. It almost looks like the... the things that used to look through.
The kaleidoscopes. Some of the because that's the other thing. We've released an album, of 10 tracks, and then we started finding other people to do remixes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
It's a really nice way of kind of having your stuff reinterpreted. I didn't know there was a thing called lo-fi until quite recently.
Oh yeah, it's really good genre. Yeah,
I know. I didn't know. So it's funny how you find these, particularly much younger people, kind of take the stuff, remix it, and then what we tend to do is say to Diego, "Why don't you take the original video and remix that?" Yeah, to go with the remix. So we've got this sort of pattern. People? A lot of them come through Moses.
Right.
Some of it is there are people in different genres. I think it's quite a phenomenon in the industry, people looking for cross-pollination. Mm-hmm. So, you've got an audience, I've got an audience. Ed Sheeran does it up there, but we're sort of doing it at a kind of, much, much lower level.
Yeah.
So I think there are enlightened people in each sort of genre looking for it. So you kind of just got to find ways of making it work, really.
So the tracks you've released recently, are they ones that you started working on when, what's the youngest you were with, your tracks? Are there ones from when you were 18, 19? No, I don't know how you've managed to sit on songs for, however many years.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
Most people just want to release them. Yeah.
Just throw them out.
And in a sense, that was like me as a young man. That was definitely what was going on. But I think there was a whole kind of series of songs that I used to play in bands and, got a lot of record company attention, even if we didn't get signed. And some of those have kind of survived through. And then, of course, you just keep writing because... it's almost like my golf. I've got to have a hobby. So this seems to be what it is. Or if I try and leave it alone, it kind of comes back. But the album's quite a mixture. So some songs are very recent, and some of them are very old. So it really spans. An old man and a young man. In those lyrics.
That's really cool, though. So do you write your own lyrics as well?
Yeah.
You do all your own
so
lyrics.
I do. For me, it's a song's got to be a whole song, which again is the sort of thing I feel is something. Someone my age kind of brings a bit because it's not that we've lost the art of songwriting, but songs aren't so important anymore. Whereas to me, that's the thing. If I listen to all kinds of music, it's always a song. Yeah. That's the thing that really kind of captures me. It can be a brilliant groove, it can be a great beat, but somehow for me,
so it's the lyrics.
Got to be. It's the whole. It's a lyric, chords,
the
melody
whole concept
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I can't really start putting it into Logic until it's. I can play it all the way through on a guitar and it sounds like a complete thing, which again is quite an old-fashioned way of doing things. But
everyone's got their own way of doing it, haven't they? I suppose if you were in a band, then you'd all bring your separate elements that you've been working on. Like a lot of the guys that we've had in regards to bands that we've had in, even with Rob, who co-presents sometimes, he's part of Admissions, which is like a rock band in Chelmsford. And a lot of it is voice notes to each other on WhatsApp. They're trying to build something slowly. And then when they get to meet up once a week or whenever it is, then trying to piece all that together. So I guess everyone has their own different ways of doing it. It's just what works best for you. Yeah,
there was a band I came across years ago. I can't remember the name, but they basically would work in the studio on an entire song without any lyrics.
Right.
And people going like over the top of it, getting the melody and stuff like that. And then the final job was to hand out this onerous task. Right, you've got to write the lyric to that one. You've got to write the lyric to that one. Like the lyrics were the kind of the painful bit you just got to do at the end. Whereas to me, I think they're quite integral, really.
I think Ocean Floors do that, don't they? They're a band that we've interviewed.
Yeah.
And I think they said that basically Callum, who's the lead singer, he will like write, so he'll just sing something just to fit the melody. And then I think it was Hamish has to then translate it. Is that right? I'm sure it was something like that.
Yeah, I know a few artists that do it that way. So where does music come to you? Do you usually find that it hits you in the shower, or do you wake up and have it in your head after a dream, or where does it usually hit you?
Well, like everyone, I have dreamt so many hits, and then you can't remember them in the morning. That's the thing. But no, I think you get, for me, you start to get an idea of something, and then I have to pick up a guitar, and then the challenge is to not put the guitar down. Mm-hmm. It's quite easy to start on something, and I think good songs just do come out of the ether a bit, really. You never quite know what sets them off. But there's then a process of work, and it's quite easy to think, oh, that's great, got a little hook, and not make yourself sit and graft it to get to something. It doesn't mean you do it all in one go, but I think the work on the inspiration is really important. Yeah. But you've got to get the graft in,
Yeah, definitely.
80-20 rule.
The hardest thing is when you need the toilet halfway through, or you're really starving, hungry, you need to go and make yourself a sandwich.
Yeah, I don't just starve myself to death and not go to the loo until I finish the song. But you do have to be diligent, I think.
I think when you're in an inspired place, you don't really feel like you need to eat anyway. You just sort of everything. Time passes you by when you're in an inspired place, and if that's, I'm not a songwriter, right? But when I'm doing stuff and if it's editing or filming or preparing stuff for this, and you sort of just, time runs away with you. So I think
it's called hyperfocus.
Is that what it's called? Tunnel vision.
There's a podcast on that. Yeah, you should do one. Hyperfocus. No, I'm sure that's absolutely right. Yeah, no, you got it. You got to run with it when you got it. Yeah, I did years ago an exercise with a friend where we locked ourselves away for 2 weeks and demanded that we write a song every day.
Oh wow!
And it had to be a complete song, demoed.
Right.
Not but enough to put it on a.
Did it work?
It did.
It did.
Every day. Okay. Every day we wrote a song. Yeah.
Was it a nice place? Was it like a nice farm or somewhere in Rome?
No, it wasn't. It was sort of a bit of a shitty bed sit he lived in. And that was it again. We weren't after the quality recording, but we had to all the lyrics.
Yeah.
So you sat there looking at
it was programmed.
But looking at a stain on the ceiling, going, "What can I make out of that?"
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, again, if you have to do it, if you make yourself, you can't piss about till lunchtime. You've got to start getting going on it quite soon. And it's a very good discipline, actually. Yeah,
I think I've seen people say if you want something to become your job, you have to treat it like a job, because if you don't take it seriously, no one else is going to.
Exactly.
So I find that with us, with trying to build this as a podcast and as the radio station, everything else, if we're not taking it seriously, no one else is going to. So it does come down to that. Did any of those, a bit of a side note, did any of those tracks make it as far as your latest works?
Actually, no, they didn't.
Oh.
But one of them, I think, is going to make it onto the next album. We're just working on it now. So yeah, but in a way, it was more the discipline of doing it.
Yeah.
But I do think one of them is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And songwriting is also a numbers game. You have to throw away. In order to,
I think we've had a few different variations to that. I think there's a few artists that we've had on that basically just wanted to get something out every month, every 4 weeks, something like that, to then keep everyone interested in what they're doing. But there's been quite a few people who have been holding stuff back, make sure they're 100% happy with it, and then when the timing's right, then release it.
Yeah.
What do you find that's been the best thing for you?
Well, in a sense, I'm in a sort of luxurious position, having spent so long creating quite a big catalogue.
Yeah.
So I've got a vault,
How many do you have?
Well, there's 30 that are ready to go, and then I've got another sort of 30 that I think are good enough but haven't yet been sort of worked on enough.
Right.
So there's enough there and generally what happens is it's a much more iterative process. So me and Moses will go, well, okay, what's the next single going to be? And then we trawl, and in a sense I'm too close to it, so he waits till something sparks him, and then we might go, oh, I need to sing in a different key, or he might play around with it a bit. But it's an iterative process. But I mean, I'm really intrigued what you said about you taking this seriously, because I'm obviously very interested in the music biz these days, and having sort of had a look at it 20 odd years ago, and then seeing it now, of course it's very, very different. And it is interesting how the sort of amateur side of things has really taken off. But it's very hard for that stuff to really permeate. And so what you're trying to do is put that professionalism in so that it does break through in your medium. And I think it's really, I feel like there's not enough of that.
Right.
Perhaps back in the day there was more of it, and people were, it was less of it, but higher quality, if you like. Whereas now, because it's so easy, you've all got to kind of really want to do it to get the quality up, and I think it's quite interesting.
I think the thing with the bands that we've spoken to that have been on this, all the artists that have been on this, they are treating it very much like a business. So there are some people, they're very social media savvy, and like with Heidi as an example, who we interviewed, like her TikTok is like massive, and she's had loads of great people that she's even done like what does she call it when you do it? We go on live with someone. There was a term for it she used. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what it is. What, like a collab?
It was basically a collab, but on TikTok, and she managed. She's still not saying it right. She basically done a load of those.
How do you say collab?
Collab.
Thank you,
Ian.
Collaboration. Collab. Yeah.
Well, of course, you guys would be the same.
Anyway, father and son. So basically, I think a lot of people are. Some people have even said that they're not sure that the label isn't what it used to be. So it might be a case that there's a lot of the work that like guys and girls and artists can do that a label maybe used to do.
No question.
They can do it themselves and save them a bit of money, really.
Yeah. But also the labels don't have the money they used to.
Right.
So there was a time when, the main thing the label did was invest.
Yeah.
And now, all these small labels just don't have that kind of money, and there's less money around anyway. I mean, I can't. I daren't look really at what the 1.3 million plays on YouTube got me in terms of revenue, but it wasn't a lot.
Right.
So it is. It's just that the economics determine so much of that, and we're in a very different kind of.
It's kind of all devolved, isn't it? So kind of almost anyone can release music. You can go on DistroKid, you can get a distributor, you can get it out there.
Yeah.
And then it kind of does even out the playing field, really, because anyone can put up a track, and then obviously a good track will hopefully take off, but then it does take behind it good marketing, good social media. It's kind of got all of those things. It's almost like the Swiss cheese model. The holes need to align, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Almost get that.
But that's exactly right. So you have the opportunity for one person to do everything, but actually what you're getting then is one person's work.
Yeah.
Whereas, with a label, you get all that other stuff that you would have got when labels had more money,
It's quite nice, though, because you definitely hear a lot more sounds going out, because you haven't got the label saying, oh, no, you need to make it sound more commercial, you need to do this, you need to do that. So actually, I find music really exciting, especially like the new music that comes our way, because you do know that the whole concept is made up by that particular artist. You, like what you're doing, you write the songs, you sing a songwriter, and you do everything yourself. Whereas if you have got a label behind you, does it take it off in a certain direction?
Well,
sometimes
it
yes, sometimes no.
It depends, because I do, I'm typical creative. I'm very precious about my art and all that sort of stuff. But what I have to say, that one of the benefits of getting a bit older is I do allow other people to have opinions, and they're often right. I hate to admit it, but they're often right. Moses, made me go and re-sing a song in a different key because he thought my voice would sound better. And I was like, no, I know what my
voice, what your voice.
Yeah, hello. And I did it just to humour him, to prove him wrong, and he was right. Edit that bit because I don't want him to hear.
It's good to be humble, though, isn't it? It's good to be humble.
I wasn't being humble. Did you not know?
It is good. We were talking about this in section 1, though, weren't we? We were saying that where Unsigned started as just me, and now we're doing other projects where there's more of us.
He took out the with Matt Wherry.
I did. I changed it.
He took it out.
I changed it because Unsigned is now the podcast. It's now my show. It's not just Unsigned with Matt Wherry. It's not about me.
Yeah. But we all know.
It still is.
We all know, man. So it's okay.
Good. Thanks.
No, but it's great. It is. It's a phenomenon that's growing. A lot because of the energy that you put into it, but there's only so many hours in the day, and and you have to kind of like bring in other people, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that they bring their own perspectives and their own things. Like there's certain, we were talking earlier, because on our station that we have, I don't want to talk about it too much because we're obviously here, but with Future Hits, we've got other presenters who have got their own genres that they like, that you said earlier on, and they're going to bring something to the table. So it's nice to have that variety in there, because when it's just me doing it, I'm only got the way that I think, or there might be tracks where I think, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
And then someone else will play it, and I'll be like, oh, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have different variety, and it's a good team as well, isn't it? Like it's sort of very. I mean, I suppose.
Is he difficult to work with?
No, it's great.
Right answer.
No.
That was
it's
impressively quick.
Yeah,
that was.
no. It's honestly
nervous tick, I think.
No, it's been amazing. To be able to come here and do interviews.
Yeah.
It's great being a co-host. He does all the work, really. I just show up and pop in a few questions every now and then.
It's brilliant.
Throw him off of his, iPad.
I only have this as general points.
Yeah.
General points, just to go. Oh yeah, so yeah, okay, cool. We've touched on that. That's all.
So it's great being a co-host.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matt's great.
You're very good at it, though. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're over there, you're fighting the lights.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, I think
Easiest thing to get to, this one.
it's one of those things that, like, where we've been doing this for a little while, we've done like 6 episodes together, but like half of the episodes I reckon you've been a part of. So we just get into our groove as well, don't we? So having that and having, I know you can interview like anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like you're very good at all that. I'm quite new to the interviewing side of it because I started out on hospital radio years ago, as most presenters probably do. Done hospital radio for a while, came down to timing. I couldn't give myself enough time to do that as such because life took over with work and kids and everything else. But when I found a bit more time to be able to do stuff on Radio Chelmsford and Southend and then develop my own show, now I'm at a point where I've been doing that quite a while. So the interview side of it, because we were in COVID, I wasn't able to interview many people. And a lot of it, as I imagine with you, Zoom.
Yeah. And haven't we learned to do it well, actually, for all we complain about it?
Yeah.
I've, got day job stuff that I have to do.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't see a lot of it going back to those sorts of things. I mean, I like to think I can write a good letter.
Right.
But email has kind of taken out the whole art of letter writing.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just more convenient, quicker, the thing about letters is you don't just have to write it, you have to post it and the time it takes. It's quite we've lost something in a sense with that through email. I think meetings are going the same way. We will still have them because the quality of that personal interaction is great, but the convenience of doing everything via Zoom, I think is too easy to kind of give up, actually. I think it's changed.
I hope so, to be honest, because we've had a few murmurs that it's going to be like some days where they go, you have to come in, compulsory days. And for me, my head office is like Reading and I'm in Essex.
Right.
So it's like, for me, it's like, if it has to happen, employer, if it has to happen, fine. But ideally, like for me, like if you're going into collab, I think absolutely fair enough. But if you're sitting to go there and sit on your with your headphones on doing a Teams call,
just upsetting everyone else in the room.
Yeah, what's the point in that? You might as well do that.
I grew up in Reading. Whereabouts? Yeah,
literally opposite the station.
Oh, okay, fine.
Like right in the middle.
Caversham. I went to Highdown School.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been to Reading like 4 times.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. I thought I was the kindred spirit, but no.
Sorry. I spent a lot of time in Essex.
Yeah.
Did you have any musicians you grew up with that went to the same school as you? Are you still in touch with anyone?
Of course. First band is like school friends, isn't it? Yeah. No, still in touch with them. In fact, the guy I was just talking about who we did the 2-week, had to write a song a day thing, he was from school.
So how old were you then?
Well, I was 16 when I first started writing songs.
When you went to the funky bed sit?
Well, that was a good few years ago. Yeah, 15 years ago, something like that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you...
Before you were born, probably.
Was Matt born, though? That's the question.
I'm not that much older.
I'm happily owning the elder statesman role here.
I usually have to take that. It's usually me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.
Matt's loving it this week.
Yeah, it's usually me, because we're like interviewing all these 20-somethings.
Of course.
And I'm like, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It is fun, though. We do have a laugh. With Newman, how did Newman Records come around there? I know you deal with Moses, but how did that actually come to
I mean, it's his baby, really. But I think what was happening was he was in a band called 07.
Right.
And it had some hits, and I think was sort of, scouting around trying to find things to do. And then hooked up with a distributor called Fuga. And they basically said, we can release stuff, but you need a catalogue, and it needs to keep coming. And that made him sort of expand it from just himself, and then he started adding people.
Right,
so there's a roster of people. Interestingly, all of us of a certain level of kind of experience and age. So I think he's kind of mined people who perhaps not too precious, but also, been around a bit, understand the process a bit more.
Yeah.
So it is quite an interesting stable, and we're quite a collegiate group, There's not yet. There's not yet, and too much infighting. In labels, you quite often get kind of antagonism because someone's getting more attention than somebody else and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That comes with experience.
Get it with presenters as well, actually,
sibling rivalry, that sort of vibe.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We haven't had it with presenters yet.
Not yet.
Everyone gets a show a week.
But yeah, so that's it's quite an unusual sort of environment for that, and then having to do it sort of through the pandemic and in different countries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you find that then? Is that all over Zoom and stuff, or is it? Yeah,
it's just so easy.
Mm.
And people say you can't have rapport over Zoom. I don't know. I think you can to some extent.
I think we've learned to do that, haven't we? And there's been a lot of technology that has moved with that time. So have you seen that port, the Meter Portal or whatever it's called? It's like it's basically for Zoom. And it's basically a webcam, but it's like really high quality and it almost follows you around the room.
Right,
I think they made it for like families during lockdown. But now, obviously, they're trying to push it down the conference call route. Yeah, but that's quite cool, like how they managed to do that. But I think we've had to move with the times, haven't we? Really?
And it's a really interesting thing. Again, sort of, someone's interested in audio. People spend a lot of time getting their camera right, but they don't spend time thinking how they sound to other people. Yeah, you get someone with a crap microphone, and actually, it's quite annoying and difficult to have to listen to them. And people haven't quite got that right yet. I don't think. They haven't thought about it enough.
I still got people that haven't got a microphone.
Yeah.
And their laptops there.
Yeah.
And they're like over here somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you just get closer to you? Or I said to him, I'm going to get headphones for Christmas for you.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. You can hear like the passing cars in traffic. Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing? Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, no. Headphones are the way forward for that.
We'll be in the metaverse soon anyway.
That's right.
We'll be in. Oh, come on. You must have heard of the metaverse. Don't. I don't
know what you're talking about.
I know what she's talking about. You really don't know what you're talking about?
No, go on.
What's Facebook called now?
I know that's for Meta and so is Instagram, but what do you mean the metaverse?
There's going to be like a virtual world where basically you can like meet up with people and have,
Second Life with knobs on.
Literally, it's kind
with knobs on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
elevated.
It's kind of like putting your VR headset on and like being in there. So
you can say whatever you want, Frank.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so like you can actually meet up with people and see people, and they're more like physical objects.
Right. Okay.
That's coming. That's going to be like a thing.
I didn't know.
So
of that.
You're not going to have like Zoom. You're going to have like VR. So you're going to be sat in a meeting, but you're going to have your VR headset on at home, but you'll be sat around a table.
Have you tried it?
I've tried like bits.
Because I tried one recently where I was a parrot in a meeting. We're all different animals in a meeting room, in a virtual meeting room.
Right.
And you can go and write on a whiteboard, and it's quite amusing, and the parrot will sort of vaguely follow your.
Is that with like a headset on?
Yeah. Well, actually, you don't even have to do it with a headset.
Oh, right.
You can just sort of go into these rooms without. Obviously, it's only in 2D then.
Oh, wow.
They're doing one for medics as well now. So rather than practice a skill like a tracheostomy on a patient, you can practice it on a virtual patient in the medic world or medic verse or whatever.
You'll just lose people there, won't you? It's basically
the
Matrix. In the metaverse.
Yeah. Basically the
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of people that do believe that this is the metaverse we're in now, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Certainly do. I haven't watched the new Matrix yet. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it was out last year.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
I wanted to go see it at cinema, and then no one will go with me.
Oh, Adrian saw it.
Oh, did he? I should have gone with Adrian.
You should have gone with Adrian.
Yeah. It's quite good. I mean, nothing can beat the original, though.
No, exactly.
And it's the reveal moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you suddenly work out what's going on, and it's very hard to recreate that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
but I was a fan.
Great film.
Yeah,
great film.
Yeah.
What else were we going to talk about? With the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Do you upload the videos yourself, or is that via the label and the distributor?
It's actually a bit of both. So they because whenever I upload something, there's a copyright claim because it's come via the distributor. So it's a bit of a combination. But I tell you what I think is also quite interesting with the success that we've had with YouTube is advertising kicked it off.
Okay.
And I think there's this is a bit of a sort of geeky promotional side of things.
I'm all for that. I need to understand it better myself.
Yeah, because it's quite interesting. We talk about how you get stuff on social media. TikTok's a place people discover new music.
Yep.
I still haven't really, I'm on TikTok, but I don't use it particularly well. But more and more, I kind of feel that the social media has become a bit saturated with adverts. People are a bit wise. There's always some gimmick, someone's been trying to get something to go viral and so on. It does feel more and more to me like using particularly things like Google ads for YouTube and Facebook ads for Spotify. Mm-hmm. It's a much more honest and direct relationship.
Right.
I'm going to let you know about my thing. If you like it, you'll click on it.
Right.
They'll try and get stuff to you if they think you'll like my stuff. And I just feel there's a direction of travel there away from this, oh my God, let's see if we can make something go viral by doing a stupid dance.
Yeah.
And just relying on actually what is quite good old-fashioned but very well-targeted advertising. And that's something that I think has made Frank Joshua's YouTube go quite well, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because I was saying in section 1, I don't really understand that element of it. So, like, I've always had social media. I'm like part of that generation that sort of started to grow up with it, same as you. We're part of the same generation. But
Sort of.
But I don't really understand.
Cheap shot. You know, you're better than that.
She's not.
No, I'm not.
But the sort of, with doing just personal stuff,
Yeah.
when it's like my Instagram or my Twitter or whatever, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when we're trying to grow the brand of Unsigned
yeah.
or Future Hits or whatever, that's at the point where I need to understand it better.
Yeah.
Because, and also with the podcast, like podcasts are doing pretty well. It's not 1.3 million views yet, but one day maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just trying to understand that better. So
Yeah.
it's like anything we can sort of learn from that is probably a good thing for us.
Yeah. Well, and I guess, you know, for some, because I don't use my face or, you know, any kind of like part of my personality other than what I write, you know, or, obviously apart from this.
That's it. Don't use your face.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Put a bag on your head.
Can we just say, I didn't say that, all right? That wasn't me.
Joel, just blur my face.
No, but because I don't do that, and that is what so much of social media is, I am having to find ways around it, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just not. I'm not
That's
back
all right,
after
yeah.
that. Sorry.
No, and it's fair. And you've got your co-presenter and your dad giving you stick at the same time.
I know, it's unbelievable.
That is not cool.
Isn't it?
Calm down, you two.
Trying-
Leave the guy alone. You wouldn't be here but for him.
Thanks, Frank.
Actually, that's not true in your case. Well,
No.
sorry, yeah.
Oh no, shit!
take that
the
one back,
exact
yeah.
opposite.
Well, if you don't see me again next week, then you know I've been slung.
Yeah.
No, don't say that because you aren't here next week.
Oh,
Yeah, that is true.
they're gonna think I'm gone now.
Right.
That's good. That's good. You can get a whole narrative going about what
Where's
did
Lizzie
Matt do
gone?
with
What's
the body.
happened?
Don't start that. She's going away, right?
I love the fact you now have to
It's
say
August.
this.
Of course she's going away.
Yeah, she's going away. She's going away somewhere very nice, and Rob will be here. And you know, Rob's all right. He won't watch. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little break and then we'll come back for section 3. In section 3, we discuss your dream gig. And we're also going to do our little game of gig, tour, and
Bin.
write. No, right, we changed it.
Gig tour.
Stop it. Fucking hell. She's going for a timeout.
I'm going to sit on a naughty step.
We'll see you
With
in
the
section...
tramp. Yeah.
Section 3, see you there. Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsigned podcast. Hopefully you're enjoying the episode this week, but I wanted to talk to you about our Patreon. It's basically a subscription service that puts money back into Unsigned, if that's the podcast, a radio show, whatever. It helps us generate a bit of an income to support these unsigned artists and to run events and also do this podcast every week. So if you want to support the podcast and support the Unsigned music brand, you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Unsigned Music UK, and you can sign up for just £1 a month. What can you get for that price? Anyway, let's get back to the episode.
The Unsigned Podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unsigned Podcast. Section 3, we're with Lizzie Romain and Frank Joshua, and we are going to talk about your dream gig. Right?
Ooh.
So essentially what we do in this section is we give you a few options of like a venue or a festival, who you'd like to be at your event, stuff like that, right? So we are going to start with what would be your dream venue or festival to play?
Well, it would be lovely to play a massive venue like Wembley and stuff like that. But I'd always fancied playing somewhere like Ronnie Scott's or the Jazz Cafe. Somewhere's a bit more intimate, where you can do big numbers, but also just the guitar and vocal sometimes. You know, that for me, I think would be more. I prefer sort of intimate gigs of a certain size.
Yeah.
Than. But as I've never played Wembley Stadium, I don't know if that would be true.
I've got a question. When you do gig at the moment, do you gig with a big hat on?
Complete face mask. No, I don't. The thing is about not using my face is about using it as a promotional tool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And not kind of like pushing the identity before the music.
Yeah.
But I'd look a bit silly if I was just. I know, but some people do actually, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Wear masks.
You do like a nice hat though.
I like a nice hat. Yeah. Well, it's sunny out. I don't want to get my head burnt.
No, I know. I feel you, mate.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're doing your gig, you can have a headliner, a main support, and an opener. You feature somewhere on the bill.
Yeah.
Where are you featuring?
Well,
Who else?
of course.
You're headlining.
Well,
and who is your support and your opener?
What,
You can have
of
anyone
of all time.
Of all time.
We've had some examples. We've had is that we've actually had. I've used this example a few times, but can't remember who it was now. But they wanted the Arctic Monkeys at their first record, so not like Arctic Monkeys but like the first Arctic Monkeys record. So you can have like a specific moment in time for your main support and your opener.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well. I mean, having just sat through all of Get Back, that era Beatles, I think would be amazing. It'd also be quite nice just to hang out with them a bit backstage, and so I think that would have to be main support.
Right.
I mean, it was terribly arrogant to put them under me on the bill.
But if they're just starting,
it is my fantasy, so fuck it, And then, I mean, the right thing to say is for opening support is a kind of like new act that hasn't got, give them some
it's
bass
not.
and stuff like that. No, that is the worthy thing to do. But I just think again, really, just for the hell of it, hanging out with Prince backstage would just be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In my work in Camden Town, we got given recently, we've got a workspace where we give away free for young creative startups. And we got given a piano from the old Coco. Coco's, the venue in Camden, Coco's had a massive, extraordinary refit. 70 million quid. It's amazing.
Wow.
But they gave us some bits and pieces from the old green room, including the piano.
Oh, nice.
Which must have been played by Prince.
Right.
Wow.
So I touch it every day. So Prince.
What are you playing on it? What are you playing on it?
Me? Well, I play chopsticks. No, if no one's listening, I'll play my own stuff. But no. But yeah, opening Prince. I went to see him play at this Wembley Arena, I think it was.
Yeah.
In the Alphabet Street era. So it was a Love Sexy tour, and that was. No, it wasn't. It was Alphabet Street. Right. It was amazing. He played in the round, So I think him opening, Get Back Era Beatles, and then I'm headline.
You're headlining.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
What would be your cover track? Like we've seen, like other artists would do a cover track when they're on stage, specifically at Glastonbury. We saw a few. Well, we've talked about it a few times. But what would be your cover track of choice?
I tell you what, I haven't played for years, but I used to play back in the day. Was It's Not Unusual. Tom Jones.
Oh, really?
Because it was so kind of out of kilter. And it's very short.
Right.
And like a real shocker. So actually, I really love playing that. Your voice has got to be in really good nick, though. To sing,
Do you put on a voice? Do you put on his voice, or do you sing?
No.
Voice?
Sing it in your own voice, but it's really high and hard, and Tom Jones is quite a singer. So I love to do that. I've also really enjoyed a couple of times when I gig playing the Richard Hawley song that's on Exit from the Gift Shop. The Streets Are Ours. Right. Tonight the Streets Are Ours. I think what it's called. And I just think that's.
Can you sing a bit of it? I don't know that one.
I'm not on that. No. I'm a professional. I don't do this. No, I'm not going to try and sing it. I can tell my voice isn't up to it.
To be fair, you sang in the first section.
Oh, terribly. Please, let's not go back there.
Yeah.
But I never profess to be a singer, though.
No. Although every now and again when we start the podcast, we do have a little sing-song for some reason.
Maybe we should just always start.
No, we'll do it. But we've had Rolling, haven't we?
We have.
Rolling. What were you singing earlier? Steps?
Oh, no, what was it? I can't remember.
No, it weren't Steps. It was the one where you dance. And you like,
the Macarena.
Was it?
Something's got to get in line. 1, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
Is that Steps?
No. What?
Bewitched. It was someone like that anyway.
It was
from that era. Who would be your special guest that you bring out on stage to do a duet with?
Oh gosh. I mean, again, if it's a complete fantasy, it would someone like Ella Fitzgerald or I tell you who I don't think is the best singer, but I just think she's so brilliant, is Carole King.
Right.
I think. And I really love her as a songwriter. But I met her once back. She did a gig at the Albert Hall, and I just managed to kind of like wangle backstage. And she obviously realised I was not part of the crew or anyone she knew.
Right.
And she came up to me with a radiant smile on her face and just held out her hand and said, "Hi, I'm Carol." And I went, Yeah, you are. What are you supposed to say to that, you know? But she was so lovely and so nice to this interloper, you know.
Yeah.
And she's, I think she would be really good fun, actually, to do a duet with. So, yeah, can I have Carol?
You can have it whoever you want.
Yeah.
You can have whoever
God,
you
she's
want.
not dead, is she?
You're allowed
No, Carol King's still alive. Oh, no, I can have someone who's
You
dead.
can have someone who's dead if you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if she's alive.
some of the
Well, it does
Beatles are
matter.
dead, so...
Who would be your special guest if you had to bring someone out when you were doing?
yeah, but I can't sing.
When you're doing Rolling.
Yeah, but I can't sing.
I know,
though.
but who would it be? Who would be like your favourite person to? All right, let me change it. Let me change it. Who would be your favourite person to interview?
Oh, that's really hard.
Like musically.
Yeah, well, I mean, in today's day and now, I still really like Ed Sheeran. I know that's a really boring answer, and I'm sure
He's more than welcome.
I'm sure if I thought about it, I could think of a more, original response to that. But he's just cool, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Like, he's been around since I was
And
18.
he's
He's a
selling
singer-songwriter. He's still going. He's still releasing.
Yeah.
Like, he throws out tracks which are completely different to his, other stuff on his
Always mixes it
album.
up.
And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
mixes it up.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Yeah. I'll tell you whose voice I really love at the moment is Dua Lipa. I know, again, she's got she's like slightly lower register for a female singer. I think she's got such a lovely voice.
Yeah,
it'd be
she
quite
has.
nice. Of course, she did the thing with Elton John, but I think it'd be quite nice to do a duet with a woman who's got a lower voice.
Yeah.
Sort of. Actually, Ella Fitzgerald could sing anything. In fact, so yeah.
So
I'll stick it with Ella. Yeah.
Ella, you said Carol.
I said Ella Fitzgerald first, then I said, Carol King. No, I'm sticking with Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So who would you interview?
I knew that was coming, didn't I?
Yeah.
Knew that
Throwing
was
it
coming.
back, throwing it back.
Sam Fender.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's very laid back, very sort of down to earth, working class lad who's done really well. I think it'd be very interesting to interview him.
Yeah.
You're going off because he was my favourite at Glastonbury.
I wasn't actually.
No?
It's not all about you, you
No,
know.
it's not. Or Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. Yeah,
Actually,
Chris Martin's good. He's from Exeter.
Fascinating person to interview would be David Bowie, though, wouldn't it?
yes, yeah. If we were going
He would
for
be
something
interesting.
living
Yeah.
acts, yeah.
Or Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to interview Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, we know you were in the film.
Oh, were you?
Oh, don't.
Hand was.
Literally, in the back of my head.
Right. What would be on your rider? You can have a couple of special choices when you get to your dream gig, waiting for you in your dressing room. You can have two choices. What would they be?
Oh God. I think what I really genuinely would like is the ingredients for a perfect martini to have afterwards, which is like, I like to make a martini the way I like to make a martini. So I think it would be that for afterwards, and then before. Oh, I don't know. Basket of puppies. I don't know. I mean,
we
it's
had
like
that. Someone
I know,
else has
it's
said
like
that.
it's sort of it's almost boring, isn't it, to abuse the rider, isn't it?
But what happens to the puppies afterwards?
You,
Are
you don't
gonna-
care because
No.
that's the kind of narcissistic, self-attention seeking thing that a pop star does. You just want it for that moment, and then it's over.
Can I have them? I'll home them
Yeah,
all.
you can have all the puppies.
Okay, that's fine.
Untoilet trained puppies
That's
filling
okay.
up your
I'll tell
flat.
you what, right?
You know what? I'll take them.
I'll tell you now.
I'll have them.
Bringing up a puppy harder than bringing up a kid.
Yeah.
I've had two
I hear you.
kittens.
Yeah.
Kittens don't care. I've had a cat as well, haven't I?
Yeah. Is he still got it? Is that what it is?
Yeah. No, not anymore. I had it for a while. Yeah, I buggered off to America for a few weeks.
Yeah.
No, dogs are much harder than children.
Yeah.
100%.
They chew everything.
The children do sometimes.
Yeah.
But very big pain in the arse they are.
Yeah.
Although she's good now.
Yeah.
I posted a picture of her yesterday. We took her for a walk over the country park.
Yeah.
What is your dog?
She's cockapoo.
And they're the best.
She is sweet. Charlotte's like allergic to hair, so
hypoallergenic.
that one.
Yeah.
That sounded painful.
She's not. The dog is, presumably. Yeah,
the dog. Yeah, Charlotte. no.
Yeah.
Won't go into that. Yes, the dog is. But we went to the country park yesterday, and we were standing there watching her, and there's a lake, and
Yeah.
she's like, and Charlotte was like, "Oh, she's really good, isn't she? She never tries to go in the wall." Splash! Like chasing the geese. We're like, "Get out!" But yeah, she's good now. She's free, so
Yeah.
she is calmed down. But yeah, fucking hard work. Right. Anyway, made it moment. Oh,
Can I?
go
Can
on.
I? No, I'm just realising. Can I swap my basket of puppies for a foot massage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to take that home as well?
I think that pre-gig that would be really nice. Good, decent foot massage. Yeah. Right.
I want to go. I've never had. This sounds weird now.
Yeah.
I've never had a massage, right? Not
Okay.
Ever? Anywhere?
not professionally.
Really?
No, but I've like me and I've
Should we
bought-
give him one? Should we give him a four-hander?
It's not that sort of podcast. No, I mean professionally. Like I've never gone for a massage. Like I've booked me and Charlotte to go and do like a spa, like a couple spa.
Yeah, and you've never had a massage in it?
No, we haven't been yet.
Oh.
It's booked. We haven't been yet.
Right.
But I've never had a massage. We used a foot massage. I think I'd feel a bit weird about
Are
it.
you going to have one soon?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
if she can ever sort it out, get it booked in. Give us a date.
But I think it's true. I think you have to be the sort of person that actually can. You might find you're just weird.
Yeah,
you are
well,
weirded out by it. Someone
No, I
touching
think
you
what it
inappropriately.
is.
You
I
might
think
not like that.
I think I will quite like it, but I think
Alright.
I'd feel weird going on my own.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've done that many times. It's lovely. I really like it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
What, so you'd be
But
weirded
I am
out if it
weird.
was like a female masseuse? Would you prefer a man masseuse
prefer
or
a
a
man.
female?
Oh,
You prefer a man masseuse?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's
You're
just,
like, nah.
Well, it's like you don't want it. You want it firm, but not too firm. You know? Yeah.
yeah.
So
No,
You
is
don't
it-
want someone being all macho on you. You know, got to be sensitive to your knots and
So-
spots.
not. So I'm glad you said not.
Yeah.
So you want a female masseuse
But strong.
for your foot?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I hadn't
you
really thought about
having a
the gender near my foot, to be honest. But whatever.
Are you having a pedicure at the same time? Or is it just a massage?
It's about the relaxation. It's about just kind of,
Reflexology.
just getting,
What
yeah.
sort of essential oils would you have?
Well, it'd have to be ylang ylang.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that-
You think I would know, didn't you?
I have no idea what you just said. What's ilangy lang?
Ylang ylang.
Type of
It's
essential
a-
oil.
Is
mate.
it?
So I can't smell.
You don't know your essential oils?
No, not really.
Call yourself a
surprise you.
podcaster.
Not really, no. What would be your made it moment, or have you had one yet? You mentioned about obviously nearly signing to the label back in the day and stuff. What would be your like made it moment?
I've no idea. I think it's probably, the truth is, it's like most things in life, there isn't really a moment. You know, it's because you can reach a certain level in things, and then people who are not at that level think that you can help pull them up.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, what you're spending all your time doing is trying to sustain yourself where you are and keep going to the next
Yeah.
level yourself. So I suspect there's never really a kind of made it moment. But yeah, I mean, hearing a song played on sort of drive time radio or playing Wembley, God knows, played on Future Hits would be my absolute moment.
What a good answer.
That's the best answer we've had, in
Yeah,
fact.
well done. Where would be your after party?
Well, I said Ronnie Scott's, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I think that would probably make a very good after party. Although, having mentioned Coco earlier on, they have a new members club there, which is amazing.
Right.
So I think that would actually be my... And they've also got a really nice kind of cool backstage, intimate little venue as well.
Oh, okay.
So just a small stage, you can have sort of after show gigs and stuff as
Oh,
well.
nice.
So actually, yeah,
Coco.
members club at Coco.
Very nice. I like those. Very all original answers as well.
They are, yeah.
All original
Yeah,
answers.
they are.
Cool. I like that. So what we're going to do now is gig, tour, all right. So what we did used to do, we used to have, so like Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Yeah.
Right? It was similar to that. And then
Yeah.
Lizzie took the piss out of me, so I changed it. So it was gig, tour.
She takes the piss out of everthing you say.
I
It
know,
means you must
it's
have to
like
be changing your life every minute of the day.
Only in here.
Okay.
Only way she can see it. But yeah, so we did have gig, tour, and we were trying to think of something for Avoid. So I just
Yeah.
put it in the bin, but they didn't really work. So what we've changed it to is gig, tour, right. So we're going to give you 3 artists,
Yeah.
and you need to choose to do like a one-night gig with them.
Yeah.
You choose to do a world tour with them,
Yeah.
or you can write with them. So we'll give you
okay.
3 artists,
Yeah.
and we're going to go with Stevie Wonder, Freddie Mercury, and
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush.
Ooh.
Lovely. What was it? What's the quote? The lovely Kate Bush.
What's that from?
Alan Partridge.
Oh, very good.
Is that one all right?
Yeah, it's
okay,
fine.
so
Yeah,
those-
sorry, I'm still thinking Partridge.
They're all good. What is it? Tour? I mean,
Gig, tour.
well,
right.
Stevie Wonder is my why I haven't mentioned Stevie Wonder before now. So probably world tour would have to be with Stevie Wonder because you get to spend the most time with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's easy. Right with, what was the other one?
Freddie
Gig?
Mercury.
Oh yeah, one off. Yeah, one off gig. Freddie Mercury. Right, Kate Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought
Oh my God, I'd love all
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's pretty good. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Her track's blown up, isn't it? Have you watched Stranger Things?
Running up the hill, yeah.
But I didn't, obviously, like, that track was a bit before sort of my time, I suppose, but I heard it maybe like 10 years ago and loved it then. I don't know why I heard it at that point, but it's come full circle now.
It's amazing.
And
I remember the first time around, The Hounds of Love as an album really, really stood out.
Right.
It wasn't it's not just a freak kind of, thing that no one, it was a stunning album when it first came out.
Yeah.
And so it's not surprising that it's come around again to me.
It's quite good. It's quite nice to see that music come full circle, though, isn't it? Because you sort of think, like what you were saying about the catalogue of music you've got over the past 20 years as well.
Yeah.
It sort of, I know you're getting remixes done as well.
It's slightly different. I'm having never had it. It's very, because I mean, that's another side of the industry now, which I think, to get a little bit serious just for a second, there is an element of that, which is space that a new band could be taking.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're getting is, so much of that back catalogue. And if you look at what the business is doing, it's buying up songs from established artists,
right,
so that they can milk those over time. And so one of the few areas that you can make money as a musician, certainly as a startup musician, is in sync.
Right.
But all those are now being taken up by long established artists. So much as there are lots of opportunities, there is a real danger that you are just squeezing out new music.
Right.
Not that I don't love it.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
suppose
quite interesting.
True.
Yeah.
You see it from two perspectives, though, I guess, because obviously being an unsigned, well, I know you're with Newman Records, but they're an independent small label, right? So when it comes to you releasing music as an unsigned artist, you see it from that side as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
It's very difficult for a lot of artists sort of trying to start out, which is what all of our shows and Positive New Music releases on Hayes and on Future Hits on my show, it's about always trying to provide that platform to people.
Which comes back to the first point I think I made to you, which is it's so important that this stuff is out there.
Yeah.
And it's so brilliant what you're doing and building it. Yeah. Because the platforms for it are really diminishing. And just, think about it. If you're a music supervisor trying to get stuff put in a film, it's going to be so much easier to get an established artist with an established name into that rather than put new music in. It's a bigger risk.
I think we've talked about this before, though. There are some shows like Love Island, and they are plugging new music. So there's a lot of our artists.
Charlie, who was on last week, he literally
was
got featured
in it,
on Saturday.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good.
Amazing.
There are some platforms out there where people get in, but I do still think that you need either a publicist or you need a manager or you need someone pushing your music into the right doors,
point, isn't it?
Through the right letterboxes kind of vibe or right email inboxes.
It is difficult though, isn't it? Even for us to do what we're doing, like, it's trying to find the right people to work with and get the music out there. And
of course it is.
It is difficult. And also, I think when people are trying to get, like, I had a track from the Graft. I'll give the Graft a shout out. They sent me the same track to my personal account, my Unsigned account, and my Future Hits account, all on Instagram. I was like, lads, it's still me. And they were like, yeah, so we've got two of us doing this. We're sort of getting cross wires at some point.
But it's good though. It's good that they're still doing it. They've sent to me as well, which is it's good. It's good. And I haven't done a rock show since they sent me the first track. They've got a second track out now. I think they've got two. Yeah, they've got Jenny. Yeah.
It's very good that you know.
Yeah, we listen to our music. We do listen to it. We don't just sort of, ignore people.
The thing is, for us, like we were saying, we always, we listen to every track we get sent pretty much. And it might not be a case that we get round to it straight away because since I said, I think it was in the first section, since I started Unsigned, I've had about 280 tracks submitted to me in the last 8-9 months or whatever. We started Future Hits 2 weeks ago. We've had 100 submissions already. Wow. So it's like it's a few duplicates in there generally, but it's a hell of a number straight away off the bat. And it's for us to sort of listen to all of those in one hit is quite difficult. So if you are submitting music, thank you very much. Keep doing it. Don't stop. Because if we can get you on the air, we certainly will. Because there's not just my show. There's 6 other shows that you potentially go on to. So,
which is so brilliant about what you do.
Yeah, no, it's good. And it's also cool because like Abby's show tonight, which we haven't been able to listen to because we've been recording, but I haven't listened to it, Abby, I promise. But a lot of the music on her show today were fucking brilliant. Like it's so nice to hear something completely different. And a lot of those people got in touch with her because they know who she is, because she's an artist. Right, so she's bringing new people into it, and you're doing the same, bringing people in. I know we know a few sort of similar circles, don't we? But generally, it's nice when other people are coming into it.
Yeah.
Learn new people all the time. Learn new people.
And even doing this podcast, like, you know, I think I've known, one guest that I didn't even get to interview. Or
You knew Ocean Floors.
Oh, 3. Okay, no, I've known 3.
Fur. Ocean Floors. Great Leslie.
Yeah.
We're still not allowed to mention them because you weren't here.
No, I had COVID.
You got their new track?
I got COVID at Glastonbury, so.
You got their new track?
Yes. I pre-saved it. I pre-saved it as well.
I got sent it.
Yeah. I've been sent it and I've pre-saved it. Have you pre-saved it?
No, I haven't pre-saved it yet.
That's terrible.
I didn't get their last one though. Ollie, Christ's sake. Didn't get their last one. They're a great band. We're hoping to, I want to get out and see some more live music. There's been so many festivals happening recently.
Yeah.
Tram lines this week, Secret Garden Party.
Yeah, well, there was Truck Festival as well. Good Wealth were there.
Yeah.
My cousin was there. My cousin was watching. And I was like, I would love to have gone that. But very difficult with, everything else that's going on as well. But live gigs, have you got any that are coming up?
No, I haven't at the moment. We were trying to get around for festivals this year, and because I think with the label we were going to put together like a little group of us to do some touring. It didn't come together, but we will be doing some.
Yeah.
Don't know when yet.
Fair enough. Watch this space then.
Exactly.
When's your next release coming out?
The next release is on the 12th of August.
Oh, really?
So I had a remix of a track called The Green and the Hunger, came out on Friday.
You did, yeah.
White Light
remix.
Oh, very good.
I can remember which one it was because the Acedo 88 mix came out for...
Rain. That was a few weeks back. Yeah. And then we've got Green the Hunger, and then the next one is another remix by Acedo 88 actually.
Oh really?
Yeah. I really enjoy working with him. He's a really interesting guy.
Yeah, where's he from?
He's actually based in Thailand.
Oh wow.
He's a Brit, but he's based in Thailand. So he works that kind of back end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, his whole morning is free of any interference from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's a really interesting guy. You know, I've listened to one of his podcasts recently. It's quite interesting. You know, his theories on NFTs and stuff like that, and this whole lo-fi world. Sorry.
No. I'm.
What, we don't mention NFTs?
No, she tried teaching me about them. I didn't understand. Sorry, carry on.
Anyway, but it's this sort of lo-fi stuff mixed with singer-songwriter, which actually worked really well on Rain. We got some great numbers.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And so we've got another track called Cry Blue coming out on the 2nd of August.
Does that come from the Sense Life album as well?
It does indeed, yeah. All the remixes are coming out of Sense Life, and we're going to release an album of the remixes.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully in time for Christmas. And we're working on the next album. Don't know what it's going to be called yet already.
Oh, wow.
That's the beauty, you see, of having a vault.
Yeah.
You just hoik them out, tighten them up a bit. Out they go.
Yeah, music video.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting a new lease of life as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
New lease of life from new producers all the time. Are you working with White Light on any more of the tracks?
Yeah. Well, Tony White is White Light. So he's both the producer I work with there, and then he's just done this remix. He's been like, "Come on, let me do one."
Well, it's very good.
His house is his thing,
right?
You know. He's grown up with it, so and it is an absolute bouncer. I really, you know, it's not necessarily my genre, but he's done an amazing job with it. Actually, yeah, it's got some great feedback. How does it feel, sort of letting go of your sort of baby into someone else's hands like that? So weird, but okay, you know, once you let it happen, actually, it's quite nice.
Yeah, because you've still got your original, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's only adding. But
it's the first time it comes back. You know, they go away and work on it, and you sort of try and imagine what they're going to do, and of course you can't. First time it comes back, it's like, what? You know. Yeah. But then you get used to it, and it's actually really nice. Yeah. Because it's another interpretation. I'm adjusting. You're adjusting. And my voice is going quite high when I'm saying it's really nice. It's fine. I am getting there. It's fine. Yeah. It's like Ross from Friends, isn't it? Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, well, I think, you know, it's great hearing these. Obviously, Sense Life came out in March. We've had a number of your tracks over the past. Thank you. I really since you released the album. No, anytime. And also, any new remixes that come out, obviously send our way and send to Lizzie as well.
Yeah, please send to me as well.
You'll get them via
through Future Hits as well. Okay.
Got to do that branding. Got to do that branding. Can you tell everyone where to find you on the socials? Of course I can. Please? FrankJoshua.com is probably the easiest, or my link tree, Frank Joshua. Lovely stuff. Lizzie Romain, no E.
Just lizzieromain.co.uk. Yeah? Yeah. Simple, it's got everything on there.
Simple, isn't it? If you want to go and find me, I'm Matt_Wherry on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and on, what's the other one? Did I say TikTok?
LinkedIn.
Don't. It's not LinkedIn. You can go and follow. You can go MySpace. Yeah, Habu Hotel. That was one. No, fuck off. If you want to upload music to us at Unsigned, unsignedmusic.uk. Also, you can upload music to Future Hits, and you can select which show you want to upload it to. Grace's, AB Violets. Got to go through all of them now, haven't I? Lizzie, Rob and Ollie, Swees, and Aisha. So all of those people doing shows on Future Hits. So make sure you submit music to those. Also on the podcast, if you can subscribe, that'd be amazing, and like the video, all that sort of good stuff. Frank, thank you very much for coming in.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Lizzie Romain, thank you for co-hosting again. We'll miss you over the next 2 weeks.
Oh, thank you.
Have a lovely holiday.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
For doing your stuff.
I do my stuff. Thank you for producer Ian.
Wherry.
Thank you. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. And yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Listen to Matt.
Listen to me and her.
The
Cheers.
Unsigned Podcast.